Hi guys, welcome back to Nyx Reads. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to subscribe if you love watching bookish content. I hope that you had a great start to your 2025 reading year. I for sure did. I found 2 5-star reads already, which I'm going to talk about in my next wrap up. But for now, I have a very exciting book haul to share with you guys. I have a selection here of books that I'm really happy with and I'm really excited about. For the holidays, I traveled back to Germany to spend some quality time with my family, and of course I couldn't resist and picked up some books here and there. But I also got some books for Christmas, and I got some books in Jan as well. And I got a book while I was vacationing in England, so let's get right into it. Let's start with the random one-off book that I ordered online while I was still away. So it was here waiting on my doorstep when I arrived back home. It's Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. This is the book 2 in the Legendborn cycle. So I really love Legendborn. I've talked about that book multiple times now. I mentioned it also in my last reading vlog. It is the 24-hour challenge that I did where I attempted to read for 24 hours. I was re-listening to the first part in this series because it's a fantasy series, right? And it's been a while since I had picked it up. I wanted to continue in the series, but I wanted to refresh my memory on all the characters, how the magic system works, etc. So I finished that audiobook, and soon, I really hope within the next month or 2, I'll be continuing with book 2. Legendborn is a fantastic fantasy series that revolves around the Arthurian legend. Our main character is Bree. She attends UNC Chapel Hill, that is a very real university that exists in North Carolina, and she dives into the world of secret societies there, and she learns very fast that there is real magic in this world, and maybe magic had something to do with her mom that recently passed away. She's dealing with a lot of grief. She's trying to figure out her family history, and at the same time she gets involved in this Arthurian secret society. My first time reading it, I gave it 5 stars, and then when I re-listened to the audiobook, I once again gave it 5 stars. It just holds up. It's so good, and I can't wait to continue. Next, I have this little stack of books that I got in Germany. So let's start with this little one here. This is called, translated, Dreams Come True. This is a little book for between the years. And when you say between the years in German, you're referring to these odd little days in between Christmas and New Year's. I was shopping in my favorite independent little bookstore back home, and I was just having this nice conversation with the bookseller, and when he checked me out in the end, they gave me this little book. It was wrapped, it was super cute, this little present. He was saying that they were giving these out to customers in December, and they still had some left over because I was there in January. And I was so touched that they just, gave their patrons little gifts for Christmas. This is a collection of poems and short stories. These stories all have to do with dreams coming true. So I think this is just a little wholesome read for when you want to cozy up before the new year starts. And it's just so sweet. I was very touched getting this. Upon recommendation of a friend of mine, I got my first Annie Ernaux. This is a novella by the French author who received the Nobel Prize in Literature. So this is super short. It is about her experience as a woman in her 50s teaching at a university, having a relationship with a much younger student. This is so short. I read this in a sitting and a half, and it left me wanting more. I was hooked, so I right away picked up another book. So this is called Cleaned Out, and this is actually her debut novel, and I think this is the first time that it was translated to German. You can see by the tabs here that I already read it, and spoiler alert, I loved this. Both of these are so good. I want to read more by Ernaux. I mean, why am I surprised? She won the Nobel Prize for Literature, but still, I am very impressed with her writing and the way that she expresses herself. It is really addictive and just so clever and so deep, very honest and raw. Love, and I want to read more by her. Then I picked up this novel by an Austrian author. This is Malina by Ingeborg Bachmann. This book came to my attention on Instagram because there was this post about reading books in translation. I thought the description of this sounded very interesting. It's about an unnamed narrator who is in this very toxic relationship with two men. One is named Ivan and one is named Malina. I figured I might as well pick up the German original because it was written in German. I was there anyways. This one I also have started, but I haven't finished yet. I don't know how to feel about this because I felt like DNFing it after a few pages because this is just pure stream of consciousness and the writing style is very hard to decipher because it is filled with run-on sentences that are like a paragraph long and it is hard to follow, even though I'm reading it in German. I'm hoping I can finish this because then it would also count towards me reading from countries I've never read before, because I cannot remember if I've read a book by an Austrian author before, so this is basically my contender for that country. The last book I got while I was home is Dschinns by Fatma Aydemir. So this book has been on my TBR, so imagine my surprise when I removed the gift wrapping and I saw the cover of this. I was so happy. This book intrigued me because the story is about a Turkish family that travels back to Istanbul for a funeral, and this is where 6 family members that happen to be related but don't really cross paths in their day-to-day life get together and a lot of drama ensues. As you can see by the sticker, this was a bestseller over there, so I'm sure it is fantastic. Can't wait to get into this. I love multi-generational unfoldings of family story. The next book I am very excited about because I had the chance, I was so lucky to be able to travel to Bath in the UK. So I had a short vacation in London and I did a day trip to Bath, which was fantastic. It was so beautiful. And I visited the infamous Persephone bookstore where I picked up one of their iconic gray books. If you've never heard of Persephone Books before, so this is basically a store that focuses on out of print, mostly female authors. And so all of their books look like this, and they come with these beautiful, what do you call these, like end papers, and then you get a matching bookmark with the book. When you enter the store, all the books look like this, so you can't really decide what book to pick or look at closely based on the cover. So what they do is they write these little cards and stick them in front of each book stack so that you can read a short summary of what the book is about. So I took my time, read through all of the little cards, and this is what I landed on, because when I read the first few sentences, my eyes just kept going down the page. So clearly I was intrigued and I wanted to keep reading. So this is To Bed with Grand Music by Marghanita Laski. It is book number 86. They number all of their books that they print. I wish I took a photo of the card that described this book because I can't get it together as nicely as that little card, but basically this is about a woman whose husband goes to war during World War II and she subsequently moves to London with her son, where then she starts a frivolous life and goes sleeping with other men while her husband is away. So this is, I think it was described as a surprisingly racy novel, so I thought, that sounds interesting. So I am very excited to read about a woman's adventures in the city. The last 2 books I have here are 2 books that my boyfriend picked out for me. We have this tradition, every year he picks out books. They basically are gonna go on my bookshelf and I have to read them this year. And it's so exciting because he usually goes for titles and authors I've never heard before. So the first one he picked is Astra by Cedar Bowers. Look at that cover, isn't that so nice? So this is actually a Scotiabank Giller Prize winner, so I don't know why I have never heard of this book before, but this sounds like a 5-star read to me. So it says, born and raised on a remote BC commune, over the years, Astra Brine will encounter people who, by turns, want to rescue, control, become, and escape her. So this sounds very interesting because from the rest of the description, it looks like you're reading about this woman, but from the perspective of the people around her. So I don't think we're ever really in her head. I think we're learning about her through other people. So I don't know why, but this gave me 5-star vibes immediately. As Astra herself remains the elusive yet compelling axis around which these narratives turn, her story reminds us of the profound impact that a woman can have on those around her. Sounds great. The other book also has a gorgeous cover. It's Babylonia by Costanza Casati. Doesn't this look amazing? This is a historical fiction novel. So this says, Babylonia across the centuries has become the embodiment of lust, excess, and dissolute power. In this world, you had to kill to be king. Or, in the case of Semiramis, our main character, an orphan raised on the outskirts of the empire, queen. That sounds really good. I am really excited about these books. I have never seen these books in store before or on the internet. So I'm going into these very much unbiased, which is amazing. So these were all the books that I bought and received. My first book haul of the year. I hope it is one of very few book hauls because I am trying to read what I have on that bookshelf. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you also bought books for yourself this year already. What book are you the most excited about? And if you just want to let me know that you're still watching, then why don't you leave me an emoji with one of these colors? Can be anything. I love this cover. Let me know with what book I should start with. Well, some of these I already read, but from the rest, which one should I pick up first in your opinion? Thank you so much for watching. You can leave me a thumbs up if you enjoy watching book hauls. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.